Instructions for the 4-band rose puzzle ring. The 4-band rose puzzle ring has 2 outside bands, 1, 2, and 2 inside bands. One is here on the top, and the other one is tucked underneath, 2. I always recommend to people before they take their puzzle rings apart to study the bands so they can familiarize themselves with the placement of each of the bands. I will now take the puzzle ring apart and help you identify what the bands look like when they are not together. The easiest bands to identify are the 2 outside bands. And the reason this is because they both have 2 curves. You can see one curve is here and another curve is here. So those are the 2 outside bands. The remaining 2 bands are the 2 top or the 2 inside bands. And you can see one band has the rose on it, which is going to be the very top band, and the other band is kind of like a twisted vine. So you can see here. So the first step when putting the rose puzzle ring together is to take the 2 outside bands and place them so each of the points are pointing out. So you can see I have one point pointing to the left and another point pointing to the right. I then drop these bands and work with the 2 top bands. I always worked with the non-rose band in my right hand because I'm right-handed. I turn the ring so it's face down. I take the non-rose band, turn it counterclockwise, and rest it into the rose band. So you can see what's happened is I've trapped these 2 outside bands inside of a figure 8. Our next step is to identify which of the 2 outside bands I feed in first. And to do this, I need to count the number of dimples. So you can see this band has 2 dimples, and this band has only 1 dimple. Another good way to identify these bands is this one is more of a rounded curve versus this one has more of a pointed curve. So I know this one's going to go in first because it has the more number of bands and also it's a more rounded curve. So what I do is I turn the ring so it's face down again. I take the outermost band, making sure it's on top of the other band. I rotate it inside of the figure 8, and I fold it down. It's a little bit tricky on this rose puzzle ring because of all of these indentations. The bands are going to get caught on those indentations. So just be careful and try not to force. The last step is sometimes the most challenging step, and what I'm going to make sure to do is make sure these 3 bands are going to be loose so that I'm able to feed this band into it. So again, I feed it into the figure 8, almost losing the puzzle ring. Again, folding it down, and there you have the 4-band rose puzzle ring.